Oh, hey everybody! Just decided to kind of last minute to do some streaming. Just at home, taking a break, just chilling. Don't know if anyone's actually gonna get on. I really should do like an announcement for these ahead of time, so if anyone wants to see it, they could join in. I see you got a thumbs up. It doesn't say about anyone in here yet, but if you're watching this live right now, hi. Speak well. You know what? I gotta turn the chat on, don't I? See if I do this. Just give me a second. Oh, hey, Alma, how you doing? Hope everything's going cool with you. It's good to be able to talk to you. Like I said, it was just kind of unexpected. This kind of like the last minute, and I really need to do like a little announcement before. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing you live stream. Oh, hey, Daryl, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, just taking an easy Saturday, I suppose. I actually was going to live stream Animal Kingdom back on Wednesday. I just could not get a signal on my phone. I was going to do some walking and showing you all some stuff. I did some filming, like I filmed the Flight of Wonders show, and that's a great show. It's too bad that Disney's ending it at the end of this year, but I enjoyed it very much. I think you commented, I think, was it you, Daryl, that commented on my photo I posted from there? I think you said you've seen it, because I know you've been to Disney. I did talk to them, and they said they're replacing it with something else that's going to be do with birds, too. They gave me some other information about it, but won't be till like the spring of 2018. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I liked it a lot, too. Actually, and I hate to say this, actually was my first time seeing it. It'll probably be my only time. I'm not going to get a chance to get back and see it. You know what that means, Elma? That means you have to visit here soon. Oh, hi, Westfield Chronicles. So I didn't see you there for a minute. Yeah, that means, Elma, you just have to try to visit Florida one day again. And it'll be great meeting you in person, too. Yeah, it just goes to show Disney's so big, and I've been there so many times, there's a ton of stuff I actually haven't been to yet and seen. So anybody have any questions or want to talk about anything in particular? Well, you know what? With that, Daryl, I actually didn't even know the show really existed until it was the Tim Tracker mentioned it on his channel, and he filmed a little bit, and he mentioned it was ending. I didn't even know it was there. That just goes to show there's just so much happening at Disney that there's things that could be going on, you just won't know it. There's so much there. Which is a shame. Like I said, I wish I would have done it sooner. I really like Animal Kingdom. I always liked seeing it, different animals. That's why I also have an annual pass to Lowry Park Zoo. If anyone here gets a chance to visit Florida and you want to visit some good zoos, Lowry Park Zoo is really good. So is Gatorland is a good place to see animals too if you're interested in that stuff. Yeah, you should. You should check it out. There's a lot to do there. Not just entertainment stuff, but nature, history, science, especially if you go to like Epcot for that stuff. Fortunately, Epcot is not as good with the science stuff as it used to. They've done away with a lot of that. It was known more as an adult part of Disney because of that. They're kind of making it more for kids. Whereas, I mean, I still like Epcot. It still probably might be my favorite one, but it's changed a lot since I first went to Disney in 2001. I wasn't even living down here. Oh yeah, there's a lot of great places to see manatees, especially in the wild if you want. There is a state park I've been meaning to visit. It's about an hour from here. I heard it's a great place to see the manatees, and they have cabins for you to rent. They have, I think, a little museum there and other stuff like that. Oh, you know what? I've been to Lake Wales tons of times. I actually have a year pass to Bach Towers there. And I have a vet that I go to for my exotic animals that works out of Lake Wales. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not too far from Lake Wales. I've been there tons of times. And Bach Towers, if you really like nature stuff, beautiful, beautiful place. And I've done a ton of filming in there on my channel, and I got to do some more. They have a mansion there with that I need a tour. Haven't done it yet. You know, I haven't. I've seen a manatee. I think it was Busch Gardens, but I haven't seen one in the wild. I really need to go to some of those state parks and some of those natural springs to see them at. Do you know I've been here in Florida since 2003. I actually even haven't been to the beach yet. I saw the ocean from a distance, but I haven't seen it close up. It's one of those things I've never seen to get to. But SeaWorld and it was SeaWorld. I think it was at SeaWorld and Busch Gardens is really cool too. Oh, you mean why, Elma? I haven't been to the beach yet. I don't know. It's just something I haven't done. I really need to go. It'd be cool to see. There's this beach called I really want to visit called Sanibel Island. Because somehow, from what I understand, the way the currents are, it washes a lot of great shells onto the beach. Like you can go and just comb the beach for the shells, and as soon as the water comes back up and then goes back down, it'll be full of all these really beautiful shells. I hear it's really nice. Yeah, I know. I'll eventually get to the beach. Something I gotta do. I've been thinking about maybe renting a hotel room near the ocean one time, spend a few days. Oh, I plan to. Trust me, I plan to. I plan to do a lot of filming there. I have a GoPro knockoff. It has a case to it I can put underwater. I haven't tried it yet for any water stuff. I mainly got it for the rides where you risk getting wet at like Disney and stuff, but I might bring it, do some water stuff at the beach too. Oh yeah, I will eventually. I eventually make it. I mean, I've been here, like I said, since May 2003. I think it was like May 30th. And I really barely scratched the surface of all the cool things you could check out here in Florida. There's always new stuff, always things to do. Like I want to get up to like NASA, for example. I heard very good things about the tour there. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot to do, not enough time. I mean, there's some things on my list I want to visit here in Florida. I had it probably for years. Yeah. Well, the weather really helps that too, having a lot of stuff here. That's why I don't miss living up north. I don't miss the snow or anything really. So oh yeah, you should if you get a chance to visit here. Like I said, I haven't been there, but I heard good things. They say the tour is incredible, and usually when you go on the tour, you do like a question and answer thing with an astronaut. Yeah, I understand that about the snow at Christmas time, but you know, when I lived up north, there were hardly almost every year there was never really any snow during Christmas, and I lived pretty far up there up north, so. Yeah, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas too, and it's not a big thing for me. It's just another day, I guess. I just try to take the holidays in stride, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's right, Daryl. You're from Michigan, are you? Are you a Detroit Tigers fan? Yeah, where I'm originally from, where I was born at, the snow used to be a lot worse. Well, the reason why I mention it because I know the Detroit Tigers they have their spring training in Lakeland, and I've been to that stadium more than a few times. Met a lot of players too. Well, you should think about coming here during spring training. I'm sure you probably would enjoy it, and he would like it too. Of course, it's not as easy now to interact with the players. There's a lot of barriers now from when I first started going to spring training. And one of my favorite teams, the Cleveland Indians. I loved seeing them when they were down here, but unfortunately they're in Arizona now, so I no longer have access to seeing them, at least at this time. So anything anyone wants to talk about specifically? I do want to say I do enjoy doing this live streaming thing. You know, I've been thinking about doing it for like a couple years now, and never really done it. Yeah, I did some from there. Yeah, I showed like the official spring training hotel that the Tigers use, and how the front was stripped off a lot. Yeah, I love just hanging out doing this too, Elma. Wish kind of I would have done it sooner. It's one of those things. Yeah, a lot of people thought those hurricane videos was interesting. Yeah, the live streaming. I think you're right about that. This is kind of the wave of the future. A lot of people are doing it now. Okay, Daryl, you're asking any of the taste tests that stand out as awful. There was this canned stuffed eggplant. I think it was. I did a video on it. It just was awful. It was like, well, it's not the worst thing I had, but it was pretty bad. It was like drinking or eating um, wet, soggy, like rye bread or something like that. It was really mushy. There's another thing I did, and I'm not sure if I uploaded it yet. I don't think so. But I reviewed a pumpkin spice pop. And just wasn't that good at all. Those are like the first things that come out in my mind. There's been some others. Most of it has been good or not too bad. Yeah, pumpkin spice pop. It's not that good. Now, pumpkin spice coffee is better. Yeah, it is kind of. I know I'll never do that again. Luckily, it was on sale. I got it like in Aldi's. I don't think it was too popular. That's why they had it in clearance. It was in a nice bottle too, really fancy. I wouldn't say it was like Cochran. No, it was kind of an orangey, whitish, clear pop. It's kind of hard to describe. Like I said, I filmed it. I just need to upload it. I'm way behind with uploading videos. I got videos from probably 2 months ago I need to get through. Yeah, that was the first time I ever heard of pumpkin spice pop. You know, I've heard of the coffee and I think tea, but never pop itself. Yeah, it's making me think of again like a Diet Pepsi or something myself. Actually, I don't drink a lot of pop anymore. Kind of falling out of habit. And when you're a diabetic like me, you don't really need that stuff. And the diet's really not that good for you either with all the chemicals. I'm trying to catch up. This takes now forever to upload because I've been doing them at like a higher level now. And like saving them like high def, and I need to replace my computer. It's not doing too good. Yeah, I think I heard of that generic version. No, usually if I drink pop, it's going to be like a main brand. And I usually been mainly sticking to diet whenever I do it. Yeah, it just basically kicks the hell out of me with my sugar levels. My sugar levels aren't very controlled, so gotta be careful. Yeah, usually water and unsweet tea for me. That's what I usually drink. I've been trying to brew my own. I think it's better, more fresher and healthier. Well, you know, one thing I noticed about the South, when I was living up north, when I used to drink tea, I mainly drank the sweet kind. But when I came down here, I noticed that the sweet tea that especially they serve in restaurants is so much sweeter than from up north. That's why I kind of stopped drinking it now. If I ever drink any sweet tea, it's like that Arizona kind in the can. But it's mainly unsweet tea for me. Actually, I filmed a pretty interesting lecture at Disney. They had someone there, it's on my channel, from Twining's Tea, and he talked about it. They have a nice store there at Epcot. Yeah, I know what kind you're talking about. It's good. They have like a raspberry kind. It's pretty tasty too. Yeah, water's still the best. About as natural as you can get. I mainly drink the bottled water myself. I hardly ever drink tap anymore. I mean, tap's okay, but I noticed just kind of falling out of with the taste. I'll definitely have to do these live streamings more often. I like to do them when I'm out someplace where I'm filming. If I get a good signal. Like I said, I tried to do it at Wednesday when I was at Animal Kingdom, but just when it went through. I was able to do it at Disney Springs, about a week or so ago, even though the signal kept going out. But Disney does have free Wi-Fi when it works. And I see we have an extra person here. Oh, hey, how are you doing, Michigan Lander? Hope everything's going good with you. Gotta get used to this live streaming thing. It's pretty easy actually. That'll be more complicated. No way I'm doing this on my cell phone. No way I could have done this on my previous phone. Actually, my previous phone didn't even have a camera on it. Yeah, Nintendo. I know a lot of people do it, and it's good. It helps you with interacting with people too. Oh, I intend to. Well, I intend to. And I always enjoy it when you do it too. When I catch you on doing it. Think about doing one of those. What is it? Google Hangout with some of you guys if you're ever interested. I think that'd be cool too. That way we can actually well, I could talk and you could talk and we see each other. Oh, you mean the business cards? Well, oh, am I? Oh, I'll get to your question in a minute about the Nintendo. I don't know. I always liked them, and I started. One of the main groups I collect. I collect like political people and sports related and celebrity stuff. And I just decided someone gave me one that was from like a member of Congress, and I thought it was pretty cool looking. So I decided, I'm going to start collecting them. I write away for them, and I pick them up when I can. I collect a few other areas, like places I visit, but I have quite a substantial collection of them. That's why one of the reasons why Walter Day honored me with a trading card at that convention. And Walter's a really great guy. And also was asked if I ever played Nintendo. I don't play video games as much as I used to. I mean to. I actually, last year my house got struck by lightning and it fried my Xbox 360 and my TV. So I got to replace it. Get a new 360 and got to get an Xbox One whenever I can afford it, but it's going to be a while. Yeah, I went right through the cable line. I had up to a surge protector, but I went through the cable line. Fried the TV, which was a pretty expensive TV. I still had an old VCR connected, fried that and the Xbox. So I just had to replace it. Eventually when I get a chance. Yeah, it also destroyed the motor for the garage door. And socket in the garage that the old sprinkler system thing was connected to. Kind of like it actually exploded. So we were lucky it didn't get worse. But whenever I can with regard to the video game stuff, Xbox or maybe a PlayStation, we'll see. It's not, but whenever I can afford it, it's not a priority. Yeah, I know. We were lucky. It could have been a lot worse. Well, I actually wasn't home at the time. I came home and I saw the garage door was partly open. And that's how we figured out something was wrong. And you would not believe how expensive it would have been to replace the motor for the garage door. And he actually, since the door kind of went up and down, it damaged it, got off track. We had to get someone down here. And it cost like over $1,000. And we didn't even replace the motor, because it would have been a lot more than that. Actually, that convention I mentioned, that had to do with video games and arcade games and things like that. I actually thought about starting a channel doing some video game related stuff because it brings back a lot of memories when I was younger. Well, that's why I love being here in Florida. You pretty much could vlog outside almost every day you want. That's why the weather here is so good. Yeah, I know. What's his name? Was it PewDiePie? I think his name is. He got started with doing video games. He has like the most popular YouTuber channel out there. He has like over 50 million subscribers. Well, I live in Central Florida. There's a YouTuber called The Rad Brad that I watch. He has over 8 million subscribers, and he's got a lot of them in the last 5 years. That's something I want to do, some of the video game walkthroughs. I don't know if I'm ever going to have a channel super popular, but it'll be kind of fun. I'm just not sure how to record it along with commentary. That's what makes it so good. Yeah, over 50 million subscribers, that's a lot. He has like over I think a couple billion views. Billion with a B. He's like the most popular one out there. He makes like $13 million a year. He's like Swedish or something like that. I don't watch him. I don't particularly like him. It's just his style. That's why I watch the Rad Brad, who does the video game walkthrough. He has good commentary. Yeah, I want to do it. I'm just not sure how to record it with the commentary. I just got to figure out. I'll have to get a microphone and a better computer. And it's something to do with the programming. I actually ran into Greg at the convention. Him and I don't live that hugely far from each other. I know some video game walkthrough channels, they even film themselves while they're playing and they put it together. I would have no idea how to do that either. I wouldn't want to go that far. If I do it, just want to do like commentary when I'm talking. Yeah, I was hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I don't think I'm going to make it. I only have a couple weeks. I have I think 872. But I think I'll make it probably by February. Yeah, congratulations on that too. Now, when did everybody here start doing YouTube? What kind of games I would play? Well, I probably would start with some older ones first. Oh, thanks, Alma. Yeah, I appreciate that. Wait a minute. Yeah, there you are. This thing disappears after a while. Oh, what kind of games? Like I was saying, I don't know. I'll probably start with some of the older ones just to get through the feel of it. Then maybe start with some of the newer ones. I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise. Actually, I have posters on the wall for like the first 4 movies. You know, I like the video games better. And I've seen each of them in the theaters too. But it's really amazing how the amount of views some YouTubers get with playing video games. I've seen videos with millions of views for just a small part of a video game walkthrough they have done. And it's not just the playing the games that brings in watchers, but it's the commentary. A lot of people like that too. Yeah, I started doing YouTube videos probably October of 2012. And in the beginning, it was just something to do as a hobby. Now it's a little bit more of a full-time thing than what it was. It's also a good way to spend time and, interaction. Yeah, I get that way too. Sometimes I just don't feel left to doing videos and things like that. Yeah, I heard of Vine. What is that? Has you all had trouble with videos getting flagged from YouTube saying you can't get like advertisements at it? Because it seems to been happening more and more lately. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of Vine, but I never knew what it was. Is it still pretty popular? Or has it gone the way of MySpace? I remember back in the day, MySpace used to be a pretty big thing. Okay, bye, Daryl. I hope to see you again soon. And let me know whenever you're going to visit to Central Florida again. Maybe we can hang out and do a video together. Oh, so Vine is dead. Basically just like MySpace. gone with the way of the beeper and writing checks and 8-track tapes. You know, there are some people who uses beepers still. Not a lot. Actually, I don't even think they teach kids in school how to write a check anymore. I know they taught me when I was there. I've only wrote a check a handful of times in my life. It's kind of like a thing of the past, like the VCRs. Yeah, there's really no need now with everyone having a cell phone. I actually remember when cell phones used to be really big. Oh, well, what is a beeper? Basically, it's like a little device you'd have clipped to your belt, and someone would call a number, and it would beep, and you would see the phone number on it, and then that means you would call them back. Now, you wouldn't call them on the beeper. A lot of people that used to have it were like doctors and attorneys, things like that. Yeah, it's a thing of the past. I'm not sure how old you are, but if you ask your parents or grandparents, maybe they would definitely know. Yeah, beepers were really big in like the 80s, especially early 90s. Yeah, pretty much everyone has cell phones now. Young kids, people that lives out in like a jungle, they have them. Basically, it's really a necessity. Not just a phone; it's basically what is it, like a video camera and a little computer you fit in your pocket. Yeah, things are changing. It'll be interesting how technology is in like 20 years. Kind of makes me old thinking about it. Makes me feel old thinking about that. Yeah, I remember when I first used computers in school, they had those big floppy disks with the hole in the middle. So that, yeah, you found one of those machines. Yeah, real old school. Like I would never have thought, if you would have told me some 20 years ago I'd be doing this, I probably would not have believed it. Yeah, but it is cool, Alma. They have, and I've been thinking about buying. It's like $100 at Walmart. It's a turntable. It has a radio. I think it's like an MP3 player, and I think you can play CDs on it. Like a whole package. Because I have a few old vintage records I want to try. I'll get it eventually. Actually, some of my favorite music is from like the 50s and 60s, 70s. Yeah, vinyl records, yeah. Yeah, I have a few of them. And you can find them pretty cheap unless they're real important limited edition one like from the Beatles or something. But any thrift store or something like that will have them. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for like any Elvis ones or the Beatles, which like I said, something could be worth a lot of money. I had to get one of the vinyl ones of the Beatles called the Butcher album, but I never see it. At least in person. I could probably buy it online, but it'd probably be more expensive than I think I would really want to spend on that. Well, my Christmas plans, not really too much. Just gonna probably have a dinner at home. I could go up to Disney if I want it. I don't think I will because just have a relaxing, chill day. Yeah, I always liked Elvis. Too bad he died before his time, I think. So what's some of your guys' favorite bands or songs? I especially like Europe and, was it Simple Minds? Some others. Aerosmith's pretty good too, and of course the Rolling Stones. Yeah, yeah, we kind of agree with that, Elm. There's a lot of different kinds of music I like too. I even like some rap songs like Rapper's Delight. Don't really care too much for heavy metal. There's a lot of the heavy metal is just so loud, and it's like they're screaming in your ear. But most of them I like. You know, classical, even some jazz music. Well, you should give music more of a try. It's especially if you're stressed out. I've been seeing some good concerts up at Disney World. Yeah, they had some at Disney Springs when I was there last, and then Epcot especially. A lot of chances for watching musicians there. Actually, let's see. There was this one musician. Let me see if I can grab it over here. That was playing at Disney Springs. They sold a copy of his CD after the show. I actually bought one and signed it. His music wasn't too bad. I thought I would buy it and see how it is. And sign inside. Okay, well, thanks for visiting. Hopefully we get a chance to talk again. Hey, you have a good night. Well, you know, a good place that was great with seeing concerts, and they had a lot of musicians played it, and I never really took advantage of it. It was Cypress Grind, which is Legoland now. They had the Oak Ridge Boys, they had Charlie Daniels, they had, you know who they had there, and I wish I would have went because I really like his music? Wayne Newton. Charlie Pride. Now that's Legoland, they don't do concerts there anymore. I really wish I would have took advantage of it when I could, especially see Wayne Newton. I could see him if I would go up to Vegas, but possibility of me getting to Vegas anytime soon is probably pretty slim. Let's see, out of the three, the Purple Dinosaur Gaming asks, out of the three, which would you be a part of? The Knights, the Vikings, and the Samurai. You know, it's a good video game that the Rad Brad played that had all those three groups. You know, I found them all cool. I'd probably be the Knights. Because I read a lot of European history, so I like it. Yeah, if you ever visit Disney, you'll get a chance to see some good music. Especially at Epcot or at Disney Springs. Yeah, I will. If I ever get a chance to go, I don't know when that'll be, though. But I'd love to visit there. And I wouldn't even care about the gambling stuff. I want to go there for that. I just want to see the touristy things. See the Hoover Dam. Visit that pawn shop that's in Pawn Stars. But I'll definitely let you know if I ever get up there. It is on my list. To be honest, I don't have the money now to do much traveling. I would love to do a lot of traveling with this channel. Do like a thing that Am the Woo did. Travel around, but just getting the money. Actually, I've been planning a while to get up to Georgia and do some filming up there. just haven't been able to do it. A lot of good places where they film The Walking Dead you can go and see. So watching the Friday, I've watched some of them, yeah, but it's been a while. I don't mind horror movies. I don't watch them all the time. Probably my favorite horror series. Well, I really like, I said, the Resident Evil movies, but a more standard one would probably be, what's his name? Hellraiser. Of course, Candyman's good. Freddy, Jason. Of course, I like a lot of zombie movies. I never seen that one. Happy Death Day. No, I never seen it. I haven't seen Candyman in a while. Tony Todd. It'd be cool to meet him. Actually, I'd meet him. Yeah, that's what his name, Tony. I'd meet him more for more with regard to the work he did with Star Trek, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Yeah, I haven't been to the movies in a couple months. I meant to go sooner. There's a couple that was in there I didn't get a chance. Like, what was it? Well, it doesn't matter. But I may go there soon, hopefully, to see that new Star Trek or Star Wars movie. I know some people I know that seen it, and they did a review on it afterwards. But I'm not going to look at the reviews or read any plots, because I'd rather see it first. Even though I really like Star Wars, it's like my second favorite sci-fi franchise, but Star Trek's number one in my opinion. So that's Star Trek, Star Wars, and then Stargate. Which is interesting, you all start with Star. Yeah, I don't want any spoilers. I did look a little bit at like a trailer for it. Actually, the Star Wars movie they made before that, I haven't even got a chance to see yet. I mean, why pay $20 for a copy of a DVD when you can just wait a little bit? It'll be cheaper. I know you can watch it online and stuff, but I prefer to have it on DVD. It's just more simpler for me. So what? Well, Stargate. They didn't. They had a movie. Well, it was back in the '90s with Kurt Russell that was in the theaters, but since then, they had three different series and a couple movies that went straight to DVD. It's a good series. Like, I have the entire series of Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis on DVD, and then I have the two of the movies. Never really cared for Stargate Universe, I think it was called. Only seen a little bit of it. Didn't do too well. Kind of went down the crapper after a few seasons. Yeah, you should check it out. You might like it if you like sci-fi stuff. Battlestar Galactica is good. There was a sci-fi series I watched I was really into. I think it was like the late 90s, very early 2000s, called Earth Final Conflict. And about 2 years or so ago, I finally found the first season on DVD. I like to buy the rest of them. It was a good series. Most people I ever mentioned it to, they never heard of it. It never really caught on. It's super popular. I think they had like 4 seasons, maybe 5. It was from stuff that Gene Roddenberry wrote. Yeah, I'm not surprised you never heard of Earth Final Conflict. It never was that greatly popular. Basically had to do with aliens coming to Earth, stuff like that. Yeah, I have not met one person yet who has heard of it. Just didn't do that well, I guess. So what's some of your guys' favorite movies or series? I don't watch as much TV as I like. When I do, yeah, some all-time favorites. When I do, I watch a lot of the news, and it's like keeping up with a lot of stuff on YouTube. I still watch some sci-fi stuff, Star Trek, things like that. Yeah, I like horror movies too, especially if they have to do with like zombies. There's a zombie movie called, I think it was was it Diary of the Dead? It basically was a person who it took the point of a person who was carrying a camera around filming what was going on. And they made it like a sort of a sequel to it. I've heard they might do a series based on Resident Evil. I think that would be awesome. And hopefully, if they do, they follow more with the video games because the movies didn't really follow the video game that much at all. So my favorite movies was probably like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I like Clint Eastwood westerns. Blade Runner. I never saw a sequel in the theaters. I meant to see it, never made it. But I heard it wasn't as good as the original. Of course, Indiana Jones series. You probably saw that hat I wear. That's like a replica of his hat. Yeah, I like the Back to the Future trilogy too. If you go to Universal Studios, they used to have a ride there based on it. It was an amazing ride. That was long before I was doing YouTube. I wish I would have filmed it, but you could find video on YouTube of it. But it's been replaced. But they still, from what I understand, they have a DeLorean there on display. And they may have the actual train from the movie there too. I was really bummed when they got rid of it. Yeah, I always like Godzilla too. They made a couple remakes. That were pretty good. So what other movies do I like? You know, if I wasn't doing this and I just was thinking about it, they all come to me, but now that I need to know, I kind of like drawing a blank. The Dirty Harry series with Clint Eastwood. The original Thing I liked actually better than the remakes. There's a movie, it's newer, called The Sky Captain the World Tomorrow. Very interesting. South Park, yeah, it's not too bad. I've seen some of it. What's that character's name in South Park? He's basically, I hate to say it, a turd, and he's alive. Mr. Hanky, never mind. Kind of hilarious ideas that they give. Yeah, Battlefield Earth, I think it's called, with John Travolta was pretty good. What's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger with the kid? I was just thinking of this movie the other day. You know, the kid goes into the movie and it becomes real. That movie didn't do too well, but I really like it. The Day After Tomorrow, I liked. She have a poster over there if you could see it. And one of my favorite movies, right there, Cloverfield. Supposed to do an actual sequel to that, but they've been promising that for years. There's a ton of movies I like. Like I said, now that I'm put on the spot, this won't come to me. Yeah, I remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They're supposed to do a sequel to that. They haven't done it already. It was with Richard Dreyfuss, right? It's been forever since I've seen that movie. It was a good one, though. Trying to think. Well, you know what? Next time I talk, I'm going to have to write. I'll make sure I write a list down. Like I said, when I'm on the spot, it slips my mind. Yeah, I like him too, especially when he was in that Jaws movie. What else was he in that I liked? Oh, I forget now, but he's done a lot of good stuff. Yeah, one of my favorite actors actually is Patrick Stewart. What's his name? Ray Winstone, I think is his name too. Is another great actor, I think. Of course, Jimmy Stewart was always nice. I like Will Smith a lot, too. Don't get a chance to watch as many TV and movies and shows as much as I like. Yeah, I've heard of that, about him doing that poop thing. I haven't seen that movie. I really should. I actually liked some of those animated movies. I like the Ice Age ones. Um, Monster Inc. is one of my favorite. Yeah, I always liked Jimmy Stewart, especially that movie he did with, what was it, John Wayne? Liberty Valance or something like that it's called. That was a good one. I always liked, another vintage actor I always liked was Walter Matthau. Jack Lemmon when they did Together with the Odd Couple. Actually, thanks to like YouTube and stuff, that's another reason why I don't watch as many TV. Yeah, some of the 40s and 50s I like, especially the westerns. I'm not as much as a fan of the war movies though, but the original theme was pretty good. Yeah, was it close to when it was leaving, or was it when exactly did it when it came out of the theaters, and then when you seen it, how far was it? Yes, because sometimes I went to movies close to when it's leaving, and there hardly anyone there, even the popular ones. Trying to think, what was the last movie I saw in the theaters? Oh man, I should remember this. It was only a couple months ago. I don't remember, unfortunately. I may see that Star Wars movie. We'll see. Oh, that's cool, Alma. Yeah, I've seen the Grease movies. They're okay. It's amazing how expensive it is to go to the movies, especially if you want to buy popcorn and a drink. They had this movie theater. It was in Winter Haven. I've heard about. I drove by it a couple times. I never went, and I wish I did. But they actually had you seated at tables, and you'd be able to order like a dinner. Fortunately, that place closed down years ago. Anyone ever been to a drive-through movie theater? I'd never been, but there's a few of them are left. There's one like up in Lakeland, Florida. I've heard about. I may give it a try just to experience it once. Yeah, I've never been to a drive-through one where you park your car and listen. I've been meaning to do it. I think it'll be cool. At Disney, they have a sci-fi dinner movie theater. You eat inside, and your table shaped like a car. And they show like clips of old sci-fi movies. It's really cool. I actually did film inside that place. Yeah, eventually I'll give it a try because I want to film it and document it because probably 10 years or more, they'll probably all be gone. What little of them's left. And not a lot of those things around. Like there's not a lot of old roadside attractions either. Yeah, I'll eventually give it a try, Alma. But make sure you guys keep an eye on this channel because, like I said, I have a ton of stuff I need to upload. I have a whole bunch of plans. Just find the time and the money to do it. It depends how I feel. Like I said, being a diabetic and things like that, some days you just don't have a lot of energy to do anything. I'm not sure how some of those YouTubers do it that travel all over and do a video every day. That'd be extremely tough, I think. Actually, I forgot to mention when I was at Animal Kingdom Wednesday, you know who I think was there? Because they uploaded a video. Oh, so how old are you, Purple Dinosaur? Yeah, it would be tiring. But I was saying, I think the Tim Tracker and Deshaun was there the day I was, but I think they were there in the morning. I was there more in the afternoon. Okay, so you're pretty young, Purple Dinosaur. That's why you know what a beeper is. Yeah, they were before your time. Trust me, you didn't miss anything. Yeah, I was 17 once. I missed those days. I definitely was a lot younger and healthier. From my perspective, especially if you're a guy, you lose up here, then you gain down the stomach. It always seems to happen that way. Yeah, getting old sucks. But enjoy being young, though. Trust me, that's the time of your life. Once it's gone, it's never going to be back. So if I was you, don't be in a hurry to grow up. Yeah, I'd love to go back to being younger again. I don't know if I want to go back 17, maybe 20. Oh, one thing, I was definitely skinnier then. Yeah, I need to exercise more myself. I have a membership to a gym for years, but I don't go a lot. I need to really go more. If I want to make it to be a very old man, I have to. Yeah, what we would do, Alma, if we had a chance to do it over again. I know there are plenty of things I would do different. Yeah, you know what? It'll make you feel better, not just physically, but mentally, too. Get you out. If I was you, if you have any, like a public gym or something you could join, I would do that. A lot of them will have exercise classes. They'll have trainers that'll help you out. Or if you don't want to do that, maybe get like a treadmill or something at home. We had a treadmill when I was a kid. We don't have one at home anymore. I've been thinking about getting one so I could exercise here at home more and still join the gym too. Just like being too heavy is bad for you, being too skinny is bad to you too. You gotta kind of balance it out. Yeah, technically you can eat as much food as you want as long as you eat the healthier stuff. Yeah, I can send you some too. Trust me, I have a lot in the front end. Yeah, the perils of being a fat guy. Maybe that's why I always like the actor John Candy. He was chubby like me. He's another actor who died before his time. I actually still have the newspaper that announced his death, packed away somewhere. Yeah, it was. You know, I never seen a movie I didn't like with him in it. I even liked that last one he did, that Western one. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was a pretty funny movie. They actually had to cut out some scenes or do it differently. That he passed away when they were making that. That was a good movie, very funny in a way. Yeah, I still have the paper. Well, you should. You might like it. It didn't do really well. People thought it sucked, but I liked it. I have a tendency to like movies that are bad. Like that one with Schwarzenegger I was talking about, Last Action Hero. A lot of people didn't like it, Battlefield Earth. The Adventures of Pluto Nash with Eddie Murphy, and I actually had the poster for that movie. I really like it. It's funny as hell, but it's known as being like one of the worst movies ever. Don't know why. I just like it. Yeah, sometimes there's some movies that are so bad they are good. They did a parody of the movie 300 called The Last Spartans or something like that. It is the stupidest movie you could imagine, but I love it because it's so stupid and funny. Oh, hi, Lindsay. Let's see. What was I going to say? I filmed. I have some more coming up. Some Disney restaurant review videos. From Epcot. That's one of the ones I haven't had a chance to upload. I got to edit. And then I filmed another one at the Earl Sandwich again at Disney Springs. I tried a couple other ones. And I did some through the restaurant for the... what's that chocolate company? Ghirardelli. I did at Disney Springs. I filmed it like last week, but I haven't uploaded it yet. Then there's a few other more ones I got to do. You'll see some more soon. I have a ton of Disney videos I got to put up. I plan to do every single restaurant, food stand at Disney. And a lot of even the different food stands will have their own name, so you can pinpoint which one I'm at. But you'll see some more soon. All right. See you, Elma. Good night. And thanks for visiting and talking. Oh, and everybody, if you're not subscribed to her channel, subscribe. She has a lot of great videos. She's a very nice lady. And thanks, Elma, for promoting my channel on your Facebook page. Been meaning to tell you that again. Well, just bring this down slightly. Yeah, you know what? The electric umbrella is pretty good. That restaurant there. But the Sci-Fi Drive-In movie theater is probably my favorite restaurant at Disney. No, another one I like, actually, it might even be more than that, it's called Restaurant Dosaurus, which I filmed on my channel some months back. I actually ate there when I was at Animal Kingdom the other day. They have a toppings bar there for like a hamburger or something really nice. I love the decorations there. It's all dinosaur, archaeological dig design. But you'll see some more of them, Lindsay. I'm actually going to do some restaurant reviews through some other theme parks, too. Actually, they're supposed to put at Epcot, I heard, a outer space theme restaurant. Having to do with Mission Space. They're going to do the old Wonders of Life building, which I filmed a walkthrough on it. That's what I heard, but you never know. I'm really looking forward when they put up Star Wars Land. Hey, will you guys excuse me for a minute? I have to do something for a moment. I'm going to keep this on. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. You know the old saying, you don't buy drinks, you rent them. Yeah, it is getting pretty late. Is there anything you guys want to ask? Any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Yeah, I used to be a big fan of WWE. I haven't watched in years though. I did go to one pay-per-view event years and years ago. Met some wrestlers too. Actually, I met my favorite one, which is King Kong Bundy. That was before your time though. Yeah, I think the best time period for wrestling was probably the 80s and early 90s. They had a lot of great wrestlers. Now it's so much, well, it became so much like a soap opera. Them arguing back and forth behind the stage, all these personalities. They concentrate more on that than the actual wrestling bit. That's the reason why I kind of quit watching them. And I just like the wrestlers from the 80s and early 90s. You know, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, the Junkyard Dog, the Snake. What was his name? George the Animal Steel. These wrestlers today, like I said, too much like actors. Well, like I mentioned earlier, my Xbox 360 kind of went toast. I do have some gaming consoles. Most of them I say are kind of old. PlayStation 2, the GameCube. I do have a, and I'm such an idiot because I need to buy a game for it, but a couple years ago at Black Friday sale, I bought a Nintendo Wii, and I have no games for it. I haven't played it yet. Most of my stuff's old. I eventually want to get an Xbox 360 again, but I need to get one with more internal memory than my last one. I want to get an Xbox One too, and then maybe a PlayStation 4. But all has to do with money because it's expensive buying all that stuff. There's a lot of newer games I want to give it a try. You know, I won't buy a game when it's brand new when it first come out. It's so expensive. Yeah, if I get one, it'll be the 4. That, the Xbox One, and the Xbox 360. Those are the 3 main ones I want to get. You ever play that game? Was it All Man's Sky or something like that? It's called. I seen the video game walkthroughs for that, and I think the game looks incredible. I guess a lot of people didn't like it. Because I always like the Far Cry series and the Dead Rising series. I have Dead Rising 1 and 2. I think. Yeah. I played a little bit of it. 3 looks really good. 4 is amazing. Okay, they're making them look more and more realistic. This reminds me how bad the graphics were when I was a kid. You know what, though? I kind of like it like that. I get some realism to it. That would be a game I'd like to do. And eventually I will get a copy of it. There was this game, and I don't remember the name of it. It came out in the, I think, Sega Genesis. That was a lot like All Man's Sky. You had different planets. You traveled. You got to land on them. You had encounters with aliens. You had star fights. Starship fights. I mean, the places you got to travel, it was huge. I have a copy of that game too. I guess a lot of people didn't like All Man Sky. I know the Rad Brad played some of them on his channel. If you haven't checked him out, you should check out his video game walkthrough. It's pretty good. I like the commentary when he talks. Yeah, yeah, there's some pretty good ones. You ever tried any of those Evil Within ones? I've seen the walkthroughs for it. Actually, I have an Evil Within, the first one on DVD, but never been able to play it. At the time, my PlayStation couldn't take it because it didn't have enough memory on it. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like him. He's pretty good. I actually tried writing to him because he has his address and his YouTube channel. I wrote to him. Never heard back, unfortunately. But that's not surprising. I'm sure he gets a ton of letters. He has like over 8 million subscribers. When I started watching him, when he played like Resident Evil 6, he had maybe 1 million subscribers around there, so he really exploded. He's about the only one I watch, though, that does video game walkthroughs. I try watching some others. They're okay. Yeah, he doesn't live that far from me. He lives up in Georgia. I'm here in Central Florida. Yeah, some of those video game walkthroughs, they get a lot of subscribers. Yeah, I've been to South Carolina a few times. I want to go back because I want to visit that south of the border place again. I only was able to see very little of it. There's some historical places I'd love to visit. But I haven't been to South Carolina probably since 2003. Now, can you hear me pretty well? It's pretty quiet in here, so you should hear me decently. Okay. Well, I'd go all over that state, checking out like some of the Civil War battlefields and things like that. The museums. It would definitely be a place I'd want to visit. If you ever get a chance, you should check out Florida. I think you said you're 17. If you decide to go to college and go away to college, you might want to think about coming down here. They have a lot of good schools. Yeah, good. You hear me well. This isn't the most expensive cell phone you can get. I really need to get a better one. USC, okay. Yeah, do whatever you think's best, what you think you'll enjoy, and what you can get accepted as. So you probably stay in the dorm and all that. You know, I did not do that. Stay in the dorm. I wish I would have when I was younger. It's a good, interesting experience. If I was you, I'd try to do that so you get to experience it in your life. Once you get older and you get married and have kids, part of your life that'll be gone forever. So you should give it a try. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. We can always use more doctors and things like that in this world. And you can do pretty well with the money, too. Yeah, I wouldn't want that responsibility. Because you have a lot of people's lives in your hand. I'm actually just finishing up my master's. I should have finished it a couple years ago, but I had to take a break. And I'll be getting that. And then hopefully I'm going to get my PhD, which I probably should start this year. Now I'm taking online courses. It's a lot easier. But I do wish I would have went away to school and stayed at a dorm and all that. But too late for that stuff for me now. Yeah, especially in Florida, they have a huge demand for doctors. There's a lot of senior citizens down here. So would you go to be a doctor? Would it be a nurse? A technician? Yeah, I agree. Just imagine all this. Just imagine all the stuff they have new from like 20 years ago. What they'll have 20 years from now. Things that 20 years ago you would 100% die from. Now they have it so you could live. But there's still a long ways to go. Oh, orthopedic. Okay. Like I said, there's a good amount of money in it. And of course, you're doing good helping people. Well, you still have time. Just think about it and research into it. See if that's what you want to do. An important decision like that, you really got to think very carefully. Yeah, life is stressful. Just imagine if you're a doctor or a nurse in an ER. Now that is stressful. You gotta be a quick thinker. True, you do, but still, very hard job. Long hours. If I would have went into the medical field, I probably would have wanted to become a veterinarian, because I like animals. In a lot of ways, I think a veterinarian is a harder job than, say, a doctor for humans. You have to make yourself an expert on more than one kind of anatomy. And, a dog or cat can't tell you what's wrong. Yeah, oh, well, it's going to be here soon. Christmas will be. You got a tree up and everything at home? I have a little one. It's a real one over there. I didn't get a full-size one again this year. There was this artificial kind I wanted to get, but the style I wanted, I couldn't find. I finally got my... You mean a break from school? Yeah, I do not miss public school at all. I'm happy that part of my life was over. I didn't have a very good time. I was a bit overweight when I was in school, so I let kids pick on me. A lot of them were mean. And a lot of the teachers weren't that helpful, so I don't miss it. Some people miss it a lot, and some don't. I just don't. Actually, holidays were more important then. Man, as I got out from school. Yeah, there's a lot of bullying. It's a lot worse now. A lot worse, because when I went, you have to worry about Facebook or cell phones, the internet. There's a lot of kids that will use that against others and bully them even when they're not at school. That's why you have some kids committing suicide because of it. It's a lot worse. And a lot of school systems just don't help out with that. Yeah, there's a lot of kids I went to school with that are jerks. So I was never like that. I don't care if someone was heavy or they're too tall or what color they are or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Person's a person. Yeah, at least technological advances. A lot of good stuff comes out of it, but there's bad stuff too. Trust me, you're lucky about that. Because if you're bullied in school, they will bully you through that. They'll make fun of you. That's why something like that you should have when you become an adult. I wouldn't bother much of it when you're younger. And you're, what, I think you said you're 17. You're pretty much an adult already. So I was fortunate. I finished school just a little bit before all this social media stuff. Well, that's good. You're lucky. But some will just pick on you mercilessly. It was interesting because I was always bigger. Not just talking about being chubby, but taller and everything. I could have walloped the hell out of some of those bullies. I didn't. Because I wasn't going to be like them. Oh, and here, not sure. If anyone else is here, you speak up. It could be one of the others. Maybe they just left it on. I've actually been doing this almost an hour and a half now. I definitely have to do this live streaming more. Hopefully for more interesting places, not just at home. I'm going to be going to Disney or Legoland again soon. So I'm going to try to do it from there. Maybe show you all a few stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. Thanks for checking out this streaming. And for being a subscriber of my channel. I appreciate that. Is there any particular kind of videos you like that I do more than others? Or anything you want to see? Make sure you let me know. Eventually I want to do some Google Hangouts with some people too. Well, that's cool. Any particular ones you like? Especially like, I mean? Yeah, I have a whole list of places in Central Florida I want to visit. Just getting the time and the money. But I really want to make 2018 a big year for that. Yeah, well, I actually, that was for my first day. I've already been there another time, filming a whole bunch of stuff. For that, I'm going to upload it. I want to go again next week. But now I have an annual pass there. So I can go anytime I want. Well, you should get a chance to check it out. They have more than one Legoland. Legoland, Florida is not the only one. Yeah, it's a cool place. It's geared more towards kids, but it's still nice to go to. I liked all the Legoland or the Lego statues. Yeah, there's more than one Legoland. I think there's one out in California. I'm pretty sure there's more than one in the U.S. I know there's one in the U.K., for example. Actually, one time I'd love to get out to California and check out some of the theme parks there. Pigeon Forge in Tennessee is a good one. Well, search online, see, maybe there might be a closer Legoland to you, I'm not sure. But it's owned by like Merlin Entertainment, and they have a whole bunch of theme park related stuff. When I lived up north, there used to be a place called Darien Lake. It was a theme park that was seasonal. I'm not sure if you have like a Darien Lake or a Six Flags in South Carolina or not. But you should think about, if you ever want to do kind of videos like I do, you might want to give it a try. Yeah, it's kind of far for me too. What theme parks do you have? Well, you should think one time maybe doing some videos at them or streaming if you're interested in that stuff. Like I actually film myself riding some of the rides at Disney, for examples. I put some already up, and I filmed some. I was at Animal Kingdom the other day, which I got to put up still. I don't think I ever heard of that one you just mentioned. I see another another person joined. Whoever you are, hi. Just speak up. Let me know who you are. Yeah, we're just talking about different things. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can talk again soon like this. And thanks for subscribing to my channel. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, see you later. Okay, now we have a few more people in this channel. Anything you all want to talk about, or if you haven't spoken up, speak up. Fortunately, it just doesn't tell me who's here, I don't think. No. Well, I think that's it, then. Already been about an hour and a half, which is longer. I was only going to do like 20 minutes. Thanks for everyone for watching and everyone that visit. I appreciate it, and I'm going to do more of this live streaming stuff when I can. And it was great talking to you. I hope everyone has a nice day or night whenever you see this. And just thanks. Thanks for checking this out and for subbing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I met a lot of great people thanks to YouTube. People that I'm proud to call my friends. And thank you all for what you've done and for visiting. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?